In a letter we got from the Environmental Council last week in committee, the letter said the cost of reducing the demand for electricity is only about 2 to 3 cents per kilowatt. And then it also states we agree that regulation must be cost effective and consider all costs. 2 to 3 cents. And also last week we heard in committee from a special interest group that repeatedly supported EPA regulation of what this environmentalists call carbon pollution. First, as a farmer, I'm here to tell you, if it weren't for carbon dioxide, there would be no food on this earth. All plants would die, all animals would die, all people would die. Clearly, that environmentalist group doesn't understand the basic science of agriculture or life itself. In fact, there's about 100 people right here, right now, in the Senate chambers, and in 1 year's time, we 100 people will breathe out at least 34 tons of carbon dioxide. If we all led active lives, we'd breathe out over 200 tons of carbon dioxide every year. Now that's some heavy breathing. We heard in committee about renewable energy manufacturing creating 290,000 jobs. Who will pay for these 290,000 so-called green jobs if they ever do occur? According to experts, the cost of gasoline will go up by 50%, raising the cost, today's cost, to $4.50. The cost of producing food will go through the roof. Electric bills will go up by 50%. Cost of natural gas, 75%. And all this money that will no longer be spent in our communities will be spent somewhere else. So the result? It's estimated that 2.5 million people will lose their jobs. So the EPA fired 10 people in order to hire 1 person. That's who's paid for these so-called green jobs. So according to the experts, the cost of buying and installing all of this clean energy equipment is in the ballpark of $120 billion. So besides laying off 2.5 million workers, the EPA would dramatically increase everyone's electric bill. Sounds cheap, doesn't it? But that's a 20 to 33% increase in your monthly electric bill. In fact, even the EPA estimates that if cap and trade passes, which it probably won't now, that cost would be $1,200 per household. So, low-income households, single mom households, they will be hit the hardest. The earned income tax credit isn't enough to begin to even pay for half of the increased costs of the EPA regulations. Folks, the EPA has declared war on the poor. Today you get to choose which side you're on. If you want to see federal bureaucracies raise the electric and heating bills of all of your senior citizens and low-income constituents, then vote no. If you support the working families of Michigan, then vote yes on this resolution.